The life skill I'll be talking about today is time management. For most people out there, including myself, we're big procrastinators, meaning we like to leave things off for the last minute. And for the most part, I know it's bad, but it can't help it sometimes because I tend to get distracted or I get off track by doing something around the house that when I come back to the assignment, I start to push it away because I have other things to do. But managing my time helps me with stuff. Academically, when I prioritize my time by keeping like a calendar in my book bag whenever I can check it, I have more time for schoolwork. Whenever I have a gap in my schedule, I always look at my calendar that I keep in my book bag to see if I have any assignments that are due the following week or the next day. So that way, I know what I've done, I know what I haven't done, and I know what I need to work on first. It also leaves less time for stressing about deadlines. The calendar has helped me a lot with this because now I'm not struggling to meet the Monday deadline for SLS or the Sunday deadline for lab hours because I get that done earlier in the week, leaving more time just to relax. And also quality work is produced because then I have time to look back on all the work that I've done before submitting, and then I could see if I could tweak something or revise something or even proofread everything before I turn it in. Professionally, it does something similar. It prioritizes projects and deadlines. I can keep my project separate to what needs to go out first, to what I can put off till like the next day or the next week, so that way whatever needs to get in a rush is done ahead of time. And then that leaves more time for me to take my time and work on other projects and make sure that quality work is also produced because professionally, all the work has to be done with care, especially academically too. So overall, time management is very important because it can affect you academically and professionally. Personally, I do not see it affecting much except that it would give you more time with your family members if you get everything out of the way ahead of time. But other than that, I do not see it developing personally in that way. The social entrepreneurship skill that I will be talking about today is collaboration. Collaboration is very important for many things. Academically, it involves your study habits. I've seen this happen to me before. First, at the beginning of the semester, I remember there was this girl that would always love to play music in the math labs. And me personally, I would always get distracted by music, so I would never bring my headphones into the math lab. I'd always leave them somewhere in my book bag far away where I cannot reach them because music distracts me and I won't get any work done. In the middle of the semester though, I found myself grabbing my headphones more and more out as I came into the math labs and plugging them into the computer. Still not playing anything, but I had the headphones in. And then one day I wondered, why do I have my headphones in if I'm not listening to music and I don't need them? So I took the time to actually log into my Spotify account and start playing music while I was in the math lab. Coincidentally, the girl that loves to play music stopped playing music. And I guess we learned from each other the study habits. That I got her study habit basically of listening to music while in the math lab to keep me from getting distracted from other sounds in the math lab to do my work, while she took my study habit or learned from it to unplug the headphones and to just focus on the work without getting distracted by the music. And also you learn more because collaboration does not mean that you're working together for a common goal. Collaboration is that you can just share ideas or thoughts on something. It can be something small like colors that you see every day, to something big like politics or a new idea that you're thinking about. But you still learn more about every little idea you talk about in the end because no person knows everything. If we did, we wouldn't need to talk to anybody else. But we only know a fraction of what the whole world knows. In order to know what the whole world knows, we need to get out there and talk to other people. Professionally, you have creative ways to solve work problems. Because if you start talking to other people, asking for their opinions or asking them for help on how to solve like some sort of problem, you find different ways to do it, but different ways that either could work, don't work, or maybe need some improvement. And then that leaves you room to actually think of a creative way to turn those problems into opportunities for you to grow and to learn as a person. It also widens your horizons, which is what I talked about academically too. You also learn more here. And personally, you get a different perspective on a challenge you may face. For me, I know that if I have a challenge, like a problem I have with some person, I tend to either shut up or I go the other way because I don't want to deal with it. But when I talk to other people about how I deal with my solutions or my problems, they kind of tell me how I could fix it or how I could actually work with the problem to make it no longer a problem but a way to learn for myself. And that kind of helps because when you hear the opinions of other people, it's someone else telling you what to do. But not what to do exactly, but what you can take into your mind that you haven't thought of before. Or you wouldn't listen to yourself, but you listen to another person. Which helps out. And how this relates to the common reading. Look, Adam Brown could not have done any of the things that he could have done without collaborating with other people, without talking to other people, reaching out to other people, to do what he does now for these kids. What he does is amazing. But I could not see how he could do it with one person. You need the help of many people. You need the opinions of many people. You need to be influenced by the ideas of other people on how to include other factors that you cannot see on your own. So that is how this skill is important to people. The most important thing I learned in this class is that curiosity drives discovery. This is important to me because it tells you that you can be curious and still make a difference. Because when I was younger, I would be curious about a lot of things like, oh, how does a stove feel? Or how to do stuff with the dirt or something when I was younger. But people would always tell me to stop, go inside, and just either watch TV or go on electronics or something. And that kind of kills your curiosity a bit because you're trying to explore the world when you're younger. But when adults are telling you to get back in the house and be closed off by electronics, they're kind of telling you, just stay with what you know. Don't go outside. Don't try to discover what's out there because someone else is going to do it for you. Not everything's going to happen just because someone else is going to do it for you. What you have to do is that you have to go out there and be curious. You have to let your inner child come out and actually try to wonder, why does this work? Why is gravity in place? Why do laptops work regardless of how far you are from Wi-Fi signal? Anything. Like even the waves of radios, how do they work and what frequencies do you have to use it in order to get the right frequency for each radio station? Like that is the type of things that people see every day, but they're never curious about how they work or why they work or how you can use that to do something of your own caliber. People don't take that into consideration nowadays. However, people have to let their curiosity get the best of them sometimes. And with the curiosity, they learn something from it, or they learn some type of new information. It leads to new discoveries every day. Yes, a radio station may exist. Yes, a color probably does exist, or even like a laptop. But these are not the final products that people can look for. People can always look for a better way, a new way, or a different way to do things. A different radio station where you don't hear ads or anything, you just hear straight music without any interruption, or straight talk show without any interruption of music. You can see a laptop that is fully waterproof. That is a far stretch, but it could happen. Or you can even say that there's going to be a new color by mixing some colors up. Why? Because you're curious on what that color was and what it would make, and you found a new shade of orange or blue or some color. It's that type of curiosity that leads people to see new things, to see new innovations, new inventions, better living styles for people sometimes. And people need to learn that curiosity is not the worst thing for human beings. In fact, it could be the best thing ever. Just let your inner child come out. Let the children go play and go outside and discover things for themselves, because the more you discover as a child, the more you keep that with you as an adult.
As a group, we chose the life skills to be mental health and time management. And for my part, I did mental health. So, how can mental health support my academic, personal, or professional success? So, what I put was that you can't ignore the signs. First things first, because once you ignore signs, then your mental health or your health in general won't be stable throughout any of your personal, academic, or professional life. Because if you don't get that checked out, like if you don't get the signs checked out, then that's a problem, and later on it could like forward to the future, and you might have some case that is very harmful or very like it'll get worse at the in the future wise. So you always have to take into precaution the signs that you may be showing at first. It could be little signs, it could be big signs, but make sure to not ignore the signs of mental health, like um, some type of mental disorder, such as depression, or if you're feeling that you want to commit suicide or some really bad case like that, then you really need some help. And the next bullet I put is there's always help, even if you feel like you don't need it. Around you, surrounding you, in any area you're in, even in the United States as a whole, there is help to be reached. There's hotlines, there's organizations and programs in hospitals, or even if you look up in your computer or any iPad or any source like that, you can always find help. As a college student, we FIU students have help in the building of psychological department. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. But there's always help in need when you're feeling those signs or when you have those signs and you see it. And don't I would say don't be scared to reach out. But I know some people are very scared in reaching out and they don't have the potential to go out to seek some help. So just take your time, take baby steps, and you'll get there. Because at the end of the day, your mental health is what matters and nothing else. The next thing I put is to maintain a positive lifestyle. Academically, personally, and professionally, it's always important to maintain a positive lifestyle. You want to be as happy as you can be, live the life you want, and go after what you want to succeed in the future, because that's always going to help yourself, not only yourself, but what you want to be in the future professionally and academically. This can affect the way you study, the way you do homework, the way you collaborate with people in any some type of way, in any sort of type of way. You can always maintain a positive lifestyle as well as personally, because that's the only thing that matters personal wise. And the last bullet I put is being happy and healthy is always the way to go. As I said before, you don't want to be negative and you don't want to be drowsy. You don't want any bad vibes within you, because that can really affect your mental health and the way you view life. And we as society don't want that. We want to help the person who is struggling through the most worst cases in life. So that is my life skill, mental health, and how it can support academically, personally, and professionally in life. As a group, we chose for our entrepreneurship skills, creativity, and collaboration. I have the part of talking about creativity. So, first off, um, how can my chosen entrepreneurship skill support my academic, personal, or professional success, as well as my mental well being? So, we're going to look at the second part of the bullets, which is creativity, where it shows personally, academically, and professionally. The first thing I put was putting your heart into something can lead to greater things. As always, people would say, you strive for the best as long as you continue working hard and maintaining that creative side you have. So I know everyone is not creative in their own way, but I believe everyone has a little creativity to themselves. Even if you're trying to fix something on your phone, or you're drawing little doodles in your notebook, or you're talking to someone and you have ways to talk to them, try to get to know them, and all that. Every person, in order to go a step further into what they want to do in life, they always have to be creative, such as in interviews to get into a lab if you want to continue going into the pre-med track, or if you're an architect and you have projects to do and you had to come up with something new and something valuable to the professors, or if, for example, you can create a project that you never created in any of your classes, and the professors will be amazed and intrigued by what you presented to them. Everyone always has something they can work on, they could put their heart into it, and it can lead to the greatest things or the greatest accomplishments you'll have in your life. Because once you start somewhere, then that's the way to go. You have to continue going on that journey and never giving up. And as a second bullet point, I put that everyone has a little creativity in them. And it's true, just as the examples I stated before. You just need to believe in yourself, and you need to strive for what you want to succeed in, no matter if it's personally, academically, or professionally. Professionally, we all see each other striving for our careers, the careers we want to be. We want to, how can I say this? The careers we want to look forward to when we're approaching the adult life, as you can say, when we graduate, when we get our bachelor's and our master's, if you guys want, or possibly your PhD. Academically, you, like I said, there's always those little things you can do to impress your professors or impress other people in general in campus, in your college life, and um, you can make that type of impact in their lives. Personally, you can always um, accomplish things, and you can better yourself. You can better yourself with what you started with. You can start off little and it may not be the best, but going step by step, you learn what you didn't do, and then you just continue on from there, and you grow and grow as a person. And that's how I said that everyone has a little creativity in them. It's just a little bit, and once that little bit sparks, it could move on to bigger and better things. And the third bullet point is summing it all up, that being creative has its benefits. Yes, that you can impress your professors, succeed in going into your career lives, possibly get a job, a good job that you got, that many of you would want to move forward to what you want to be in the future. Um, it can also benefit you in life. It can benefit you in your mental well-being, because once you start something creative, you might not want to stop. And that's where I'm getting towards to as the other question of how are these chosen entrepreneurship skills related to a common reading book. Adam Braun was a regular student like us, trying to find himself in a way. He was trying so hard to live the life that his parents wanted, that he actually wanted too, that he really wanted to be. But then when something sparks him, like when he went to study abroad with his college, he figured that maybe what he's doing now in life isn't what he really wanted to pursue on. So instead of like quitting everything, he just continued to do something on the side, which is a little creativity, like I said, as I stated before, that we have inside ourselves. We can have like a little idea, a little spark, a little side mind that something is gonna happen, but we're gonna go step by step in order to succeed in what we want to happen. And just like I said, creativity is a useful skill. I said in the first part of the first bullet point, that Adam Braun, he saw to see that building this nonprofit organization, Pencils of Promise, started out with just one little thing that he like thought of, and he just pursued upon it. It's a useful skill, creativity, because you know that once you want to get there, you don't stop. So once you have that little spark, as I said, you just continue on the way into making it the best of the best in order to impress or intrigue, as Adam Braun wants to do, to society. And to be creative, there must always be starting ideas. And like I said before, Adam Braun did start with the idea of when he went to study abroad with his college. He had the idea of building schools around different countries for the students that aren't able to not only afford but to have that educational system in order to learn. And he knew that there must be a way to do this. And that's when his little spark came in. His creativity came into mind, where he started coming up with a bunch of fundraisers. There you go, fundraisers, and many types and sorts of programs in order to support what he's trying to succeed in. And that is the entrepreneurship skill I chose and expressed upon. Part of our final project, we had to discuss of what we've learned from this class. And what I stated was that TED Talks are useful when getting to one's head. That's one common thing I've noticed what I've learned from this class, that my professor would always put TED Talks videos in order for us to get a deep understanding of what she's trying to get to in the weekly content. Just as, for example, mental health, when the TED Talk was about an African man who tried to express his stigma of mental health, and how everyone in Africa is not the same as the US, where there's always help and he's always different. Like, he's different in a way. And that's what I thought, like, TED Talks in general really helped me get across the idea of the weekly content we had to learn about each week throughout the semester. So that's one thing I've learned from this class, that TED Talks are actually useful when getting to one's head. And a quote, this is my personal quote I've always stated from the beginning of my senior year in high school till now, till this day, that we always have to let go of the good and go do great. Because when continuing a path, or when going forward to something you think is good, at the end it's not going to be good. And you may think that, oh, my life is over and I don't know what to do next. No, you have to search for the great, and you have to keep doing great, because once you let go of that good you think that was amazing at first, then you could keep going forward to do the greatest you've ever done in your entire life. Because we enter college at first, we're freshmen, of course, and we always have to let go of the good, which was high school, which what we thought was the key to everything, which we thought would be the key to getting to college, learning from what our educational systems, what we learned. Some people have benefits in having this class, or some people have benefits in being in this club. We have to let go of that good, because once we enter college life, then that's a big difference when stepping into it, because after college life, that's it. We go into the adult life, and we always have to do great when letting go of the good, because if you don't do great, then you won't succeed in what you want to be in. And like I've always said before, I believe that we could let go of the good and go do great, because this is the key to everything. This is what makes us who we are, who we strive to be in the future, and what we need to be in the future. Because if you don't, if you keep continuing with what you continue with before, you're not going to get anywhere unless you burst your bubble, your personal space bubble, and strive to do more things in life. Search for opportunities, search for a bunch of things that you never searched for before. And like I said, um, this is good to think of, because um, we can make an impact not only in our lives, but in college life, in FIU, as FIU students we are. And once we make an impact as like as a whole, then we can be the true Golden Panthers we really are inside.
A very important life skill I learned was health. You need to focus on your health when you're going to college. It could affect you negatively. The one I'm focusing on is physical health. Because once you start studying for finals or staying up late because you procrastinate and leave stuff to the last minute, you'll have a lack of sleep that could lead you to being late to class, not focusing on what you're learning, and can affect your grade negatively. You will also seem like there is less time to eat healthy or eat at all. You might start eating junk like ramen noodles, uh, chips for breakfast, ice cream for dinner, but and that can affect you negatively. When you are in college, you need to set time aside for your physical health, not only physical but your mental health, because they work side by side with each other. When your physical health starts to deteriorate, you'll have to spend more time in the doctor rather than in class or studying. From personal experience, I know that I work, I go to school, and I find it very hard to eat on time or sleep on time. I've gone to several doctor's visits, and they have told me that I have an iron deficiency and I need to take more vitamins because I'm not getting the nutrients I need. Be careful because this can happen to you. An important entrepreneurship skill I learned was creativity. It can open new doors and it can leave you to be the golden star when it comes to group projects. Creativity leads you to be more original, and originality is key when it comes to school. It becomes very difficult not to plagiarize or come up with an idea that has already been come up with. Originality can help you get more opportunities in your life. Just like no one wants to hire someone who can do the same as everybody else. Everyone wants somebody who's different, who can create new ideas. Apple doesn't get where it's going by repeating their same ideas. There's always new things. Same thing for many companies. It can be very beneficial to you. Same thing like when you are applying for college. Your essays and your applications, they're very creative and original. There is no cookie cutter objects or situations in college or in life at all. An important thing that I learned in this class that I will take with me throughout college is that curiosity is good. You can't get anywhere by just sticking to the book. You need to go out there and explore. I also learned about all the resources on campus, like the library, the study floors, the individual rooms that you can rent out to study, the health center. The health center has become very useful to me this semester. Whether it's going to a massage or getting some aromatherapy, everything's really good. There's both educational and entertainment on campus. You can go watch a movie in one of your dorms, like the RAs and stuff put them together. There's a lot of clubs and entertainment on campus.
When you apply better study habits, the overall stress present in your life will reduce because you remove the worry of not being prepared. Creativity is one of the more important social entrepreneurship skills because it can be used in many different situations. Specifically, creativity is perfect for problem solving, which is a valued skill in many fields. I think the most valuable thing that I've taken from this class is the importance of recognizing where you must improve yourself in order to succeed.